All righty. Yes. Is my microphone turned on? I'm just double checking, for God's sakes, because who wants to do a set and find out halfway through that everybody's waving at me going, turn your mic on, turn your mic on.
Amen.
In any case, my name is Gayle Ocheltree, military paratrooper, veteran, active duty grandmother. 10 of them. That's right.
Yeah.
Now I work at the VA hospital where, I'm a veteran service officer and I assist veterans in filling out their service-connected disability paperwork.
Woo.
Now, I want you to know that the VA is where every veteran gets a second opportunity to die for their country. Now, looky here, the VA stands for very annoying. Now, the other day, I walked out of a meeting with the director of the VA, and he leaned over and he kind of said to me quietly, Gayle, I'm not trying to be a jerk. And I said, well, sir, if you're not even trying, then you're damn gifted.
Yeah.
Well, one day, something just finally came over me. I came to my senses or whatever, and I needed some help with my entertainment. When you're sitting in front of the TV and you're just eating and it's just for entertainment kind of, So I decided I needed to lose some weight. So I went to see my primary care physician to get a referral, a consult, or whatever the heck they call it for the MOVE. Now, the MOVE program is like Weight Watchers, only for veterans. It's at the VA hospital, so your doctor can track your progress and things like that. Now, one of the very first things we learned is that gravy is not a beverage. And also the word diet. Now, it's a diet because all the other 4-letter words were taken. You know what I'm saying? So I went to see my VA doctor, and he said to me, well, Gayle, now that you've, lost some weight, you've added an additional 15 years to your life. Well, my 2 daughters, armed with that information, are now suing the Veterans Administration for having to deal with me for an additional 15 years. My daughter says, Mom, if there's going to be the plug pulling, I'm going to be the one to do it. And I said, you will not pull the plug on that respirator until I'm fully down to a size 6. I want to go out looking good in that 00 coffin. I want to look healthy. No, just kind of mash me on in there like some meatloaf, kind of just get me in there some kind of way, and that'll be good. Woo, I'm telling you. Now, when I was in the Army, we called, it says on here that I'm unstable. Oh, I'm back now. I think I saw that freeze. It got a little message says I was unstable. Now, we already know that, so that you don't need to put that up there anymore. Okay, now, MREs. In the Army, meals ready to eat, we always call them, on bivouac, we called those meals refused by everyone. And then my infantry son-in-law says that his favorite term for them is meals refusing to exit. I think that's probably true.
Yep.
Now, my buddy Jerry, he was getting a little depressed. And he went to the library, and he walks up to the librarian and he says, I'd like to check out a book on how to get suicide. And the librarian looks him square in the eyes and she says, screw you, buddy. You're never, ever going to bring that book back. Now, I recently attended a memorial service of a serial killer who committed suicide. So after the service, I walked up to the widow and I said, well, at least he died doing something that he loved. Now, you can't call a serial killer a racist, and the reason is because to them, no lives matter. Friend Jerry, he's a terrible alcoholic. And one night he got star-spangled hammered. I mean, whoa. And he woke up in jail. And he says to the police officer when he woke up, he says, what am I in here for? And the police officer says, for drinking. Jerry says, excellent. When did we get started? Now, I graduated from U.S. Army Jump School at Fort Benning, Georgia. And during my very first deployment from a C-130 aircraft, I hit the ground hard. I mean, bam! And as I did, my Tampax shot right down the inside of my pant leg and embedded itself right down in my combat boot.
That's hard.
Oh, yeah. Like a bullet. And the medics came rolling out to the middle of the drop zone and started pulling on my field jacket this way and that, you know, and the company commander comes out. He says, how's my trooper doing? How's my trooper doing? And the two medics with both my in their hands said, sir, he'll be okay just as soon as he get his balls back down where they belong. And somebody check that combat boot. I think we've got an ankle bleed down there. So much you've been in the affable audience. I appreciate you being here tonight. Yeah.
Yeah.